Hi, I'm Tom Marks with the Marks Law Firm in Orlando, Florida, and welcome to the Healthy Family Law Attorney. So today we have a realtor on the program, and she is amazing. I have to introduce her, Rhonda Chesmore. So she's been a realtor in Orlando for over 3 decades. She works with Kelly Price and Company here in Central Florida. She's an Orlando native. She takes to heart every client's unique situation, how listing their home can be a very overwhelming experience. So Rhonda was named the top producer at Kelly Price and Company in 2013 and from 2016 through 2021. Her mantra is building relationships while opening new doors. Rhonda, welcome to the channel. How are you?
Thank you, Tom. Thanks for having me. I'm great. How are you?
I'm great too. I'm just feeling good and excited about this year and hoping it's going to be a better year than last year. And every year will get even better.
Me too.
So let's see. The purpose of my channel is to provide hope and help to families to successfully navigate the family law process in a healthy way. So with that in mind, can you talk about what are some of the problems or obstacles that you help clients navigate in the real estate market?
Well, for sellers, I will tell you to be reasonable in pricing. A lot of sellers think it's very common that their house is worth more than the market. And I come across this all the time. But I give them the facts, I give them the data. And those numbers don't lie. So that's one thing with sellers, but I've learned to deal with it. And it's common. It's very common. For buyers, I let them know right now we're in a low market for inventory. I mean, it's a seller's market. They're going to have to be patient. They're going to run into multiple offers and highest and best are going to be accepted. And another thing is getting through appraisals and insurance become very tough right now for buyers. Homeowners insurance. They've really tightened their criteria.
So what are some of the ways that you can make the real estate process smoother for your clients?
Well, when I'm with my people and my clients, I call my people because I love what I do. I try to make them feel like they're my only client, like they're my only person. When I'm in front of them, they get all my attention. I try to do that. Purchasing a home can be very emotional, especially for first-time home buyers. I walk them through the process because they're not familiar with the inspections, with the appraisal. They think if you get a contract, it's great, we're going to closing. It's not the case. There's many hurdles we've got to get through. It's saying the right words, the right things to make it as smooth as possible, to be the peacemaker, to be the buffer through the transaction. I try to, of course, I'm always negotiating for them on their behalf, preparing them for things such as getting pre-approved, checking their credit, making sure that they're able to get financing. Those are just a few things I go through with buyers that are not used to it. The sellers that are seasoned, or the buyers that are seasoned, they've gone through the process. They know what to expect.
So I know we're in a really interesting real estate market right now. It's a seller's market, and things have been different in the past, and they'll be different in the future. And we'll have a buyer's market again, most likely, and things are changing right now, right? Because interest rates are starting to go up. The Fed is increasing rates. And so that's going to create additional challenges. Is there any other advice you give your real estate clients in this kind of changing market?
Well, real estate, the interest rates, they may have gone up a little, but they're still really good. People are kind of saying, getting nervous or something. I don't think there's anything to get nervous about. I think they're really, really still good. And they're still low, even if they go up a point or two. Good grief, I've been getting people financed for under 3%. If it goes to 4 or 5, that's still good. It's still really good.
Okay, so interest rates today, you're right, absolutely. 3, 4, 5% are all really good. Because I remember back in the day, back in the Jimmy Carter days, back in the late 70s, even though I might have still been in high school, interest rates were like 18, 20%, weren't they?
They were. They were. And of course, prices were lower, mind you, but still back in the day, that was the economy back then. But yes, they were high. That should scare somebody. I hope we never see that again.
Yeah, me too. Let's pray against that. So, okay. So what is some specific advice you give to sellers, and what is some specific advice you give to buyers?
Well, I let sellers know, obviously, that we are in a seller's market. We're going to have multiple offers. Probably not going to be on the MLS or the market long, because everything that comes on the listing on our MLS, it literally multiple offers, 8 or 9 offers are going on, and things are going under contract within days. For buyers, I would tell them to be patient. Once again, I try to educate them on the buying process, especially if they're first-time home buyers, on all the steps we've got to take, getting it under contract, doing the inspection, getting financing, getting the appraisal, going to closing, doing repairs before closing, and then going to closing, and if there are repairs, and that they're going to be in a competitive market. They've got to be ready to put maybe a higher deposit down. They've got to be ready to waive contingencies if they can, because some offers are being accepted with very high deposits and people are waiving contingencies. And obviously the cash, the highest and best offers are winning. If they're cash and they're the highest, they're being accepted. And buyers that are getting finances, they can't beat that. They just can't. So they've got to be patient.
Right. And I know you hear often that you want to tell sellers to make sure you disclose any hidden defects.
Oh, yes. Any latent defects that are not noticeable, absolutely disclose.
And don't over improve the property, right? Because you may not get all your money back out.
Yes, I in a balanced market, I would tell them that. Can I tell you right now, in this market, if they did, they're probably going to get it, but that's not going to last long. But in a balanced market, people try to improve. I say, to people, even when they buy a new home and they're going to do renovations, do it. If it's for your enjoyment, then you're going to get every penny out of it. Don't over improve, especially if you're about to sell. I try to tell people that, because they're trying to do it to think that they're going to get a lot more for the market, and usually that is not the case. But in today's market, with so much limited inventory and people looking for homes, they may get it.
You want to tell them to make sure you get a home inspection, don't take out any new debt, that kind of stuff, right?
Always. I mean, the process is we get it under contract, right? Both parties agree. We've got a contract. We're going to go to inspection, okay? And then we're going to negotiate the repairs. So there be any repairs, we're going to go negotiate. We're going to try to resolve that. And we've got the appraisal. We're going to get past the appraisal. What if it doesn't appraise? So if it doesn't appraise, there's a few things. Either the seller will come down to the appraised value, or they will say no, the buyer needs to come to cash with the money, or they will sell it as is. And the buyer will come to cash with money. There's just a few things, or the buyer will walk. Those are just a few things that'll happen.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. So, okay, Rhonda, tell us, what is your healthy tip for our audience today?
Oh, I've been drinking my 64 ounces of water a day for almost 2 weeks, which is really good because I'm bad at that. So I've made an effort to do that. I've tried to eat healthier, but more than anything physically, mentally, what I try to do is I try to be around a lot of positive people, not negative people. It's not so much physically, but it's mentally, just for my environment. And I try to, because we all beat ourselves up at work and in personal life. I try to keep the negative stuff away from me, and I try to think positive, because it's easy to beat yourself up to say you could have done that better or this better. That's just called life. You just try to walk away from that or keep it out of your system. So I just try to keep the negativity away and stay positive. I'm a pretty happy person.
And you are, I agree. And I have heard, one of my favorite quotes is, life is 90% attitude and 10% what happens to you. So if you have a great attitude, you can overcome anything.
You can.
Rhonda, thanks so much for being on the channel today.
Thank you, Tom. It was a pleasure.
Yeah. And to our audience, please like and subscribe, hit that bell icon. If you have a question or a comment, please leave that in the box below. And we'll make sure we get back to you and answer any questions you may have in the future. And with that, we'll see you next time. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Tom. Bye-bye.
Bye.